Are you looking for something different in your life? A change for your future and just don't know where to begin? Let Florida Career College show you the way. Florida Career College has 10 campuses in Florida that offer hands-on career training in healthcare, business, trades, and more. And they'll teach you the skills you need for a new career, one that you can actually be proud of. Classes are starting now. Text FCC at 474747. To get started today, that's FCC at 474747.
We're going to kick off tonight's show with somebody who has taken on a role this year as a head coach at ASA Miami. For a lot of you that don't know much about ASA, it's our junior college, our community college in town. There's a program where, from the athletic standpoint, they groom those athletes, get them for a couple years, and then move them on to other colleges, to other colleges around the country. And they've had, they're one of their linemen is now playing at FIU. They've had a lot of success in the last couple of years under Coach Bowden, and now Coach Roosevelt Williams is in place. Has had the last couple of months. We had him when he first got the job, and now he's had a couple of months under his belt. Has quite a few players coming in that a lot of you would know, local high school kids, maybe kids that came back from other colleges as well. And it's a pleasure to have Coach Williams on the air this evening. Coach, thanks so much for taking the time.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate that. And when you and I first talked, when you got the job, you had told me, you guys, this is going to be kind of this is going to be a project. We got to get things in order. We got to do things the way we need them to be done. And you have. You started off extremely well. Talk about the progress as we, right here at football practice, everybody's practicing around the country within the next week or so. Talk about the progress you think that this program has made in the last couple of months.
I think we made a lot of progress. Just getting these guys in here, once the first time we talked, I said I wanted to build this program locally, and we was able to recruit some good local kids and local talent around here to get this thing moving. We have Anthony Cornell, a receiver that came out of Miami Central.
Right.
He's with us this year. We also have some Booker T guys. Isaac reading some guys that play for Booker T. We have Michael Nesbitt, transfer kid out of Kentucky. Justin McGriff, transfer kid out of Nebraska. All these local kids that is a part of the program. Jason Swan, a St. Thomas Aquinas kid. So we got some kids, local kids that gonna turn the tables for them. But the process has been exciting. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And, we'll see what happens this year.
Well, you've played this game at a high level. You know what it takes. This is, for a lot of these kids, this is, keep getting their dream and keeping it alive, getting them ready, and, maybe getting a couple of looks to go to the next level and be prepared when they get there. You guys have a really big role. You're getting these kids prepared, for that spotlight. They may come to you and they may not be big enough, or they may have one thing that they're not good at, and you guys you have the time to work with it from an individual standpoint. You refine that and you get them on their way. You get them started in the academic process, so when they leave you and go to a 4-year school or to the next level, they're a lot more prepared when they come out of high school. Talk about that, because I think that's one of the important things that people don't understand, and that's why the people in Tallahassee, I wish they would listen to me and allow junior colleges in this state to play in a league and not have to go all over the world to play. But talk about that, because I think it's very essential that you guys in ASA, not only here but up in New York, have made that step forward to give these kids another forum, another venue to showcase their what they have.
Yeah, exactly. We get a lot of kids that probably didn't qualify out of high school, or was struggling in high school, and also kids that went to 4-year school but kind of struggled up there, or probably got in a little trouble. So we get those kids, and we all about rebuilding the character of these kids. That's whether it's academically or on the football field. So once they get here, we just try to build them up. So when they and prepare them to to go off to the next 4 years. So, and that's what I try to tell my coaching staff. We're gonna make them men here. We're gonna make them respectable men. The football thing, it's gonna take care of itself. So we try to build the character of these kids, and once they get out on the field and the character in place, everything else will come. So I just tell these kids, you do what's right, character-wise, attitude-wise, and once you get on the field, you show yourself, and these college coaches, they'll be knocking down your door. So that's all we're about, rebuilding these local kids, because, hey, in the city of Miami, you got the best talent. So one of the best talents in the country. So we just try to get these kids so they can be able to live their childhood dream of going to 4-year schools.
And also give them an opportunity to get some traction academically too, because obviously, football's great, but it's going to end someday. Whether it ends in 2, 4, or 10 years, it's going to end. And you've got to be prepared. What are some of the things that your kids? I know they have a really good curriculum at ASA. It's a tremendous, it's a tremendous school. A lot of kids kind of align themselves. They find something new when they get there. Maybe see a counselor and they talk about maybe what their future is going to be. That's important as well. To guide them from an academic standpoint, as you know as well. You've been around the game and you've seen people, come up short. And maybe people who had all this promise and for one reason or another they didn't make it, but they didn't have anything to fall back on. So talk about that, because that's essential too.
Yeah, coaches here know that, you're a coach, but at the end of the day, you're still an academic advisor, too, for your position, coach. I try to tell every coach that you're the head coach of your position. So you're responsible for them academically and discipline. So the coaches on the staff, they know they got to be an academic advisor to these kids. So if they need help with their homework, all that stuff, we have coaches in place that are college graduates to be able to help our kids be able to, we teach them how to study for tests. We teach them how to take notes. So, we're coaches, but we also academic advisors too. So,
no doubt. Coach Roosevelt Williams joining us, a head coach from ASA in Miami. And, Coach, also you were mentioning your coaching staff, and you have some really good guys. Guys are local guys as well as people who've played the game before. Talk a little bit about that, because, as you said, at the end of the day, it's going to be those assistant coaches that are going to have an opportunity to be a very big part of these athletes' lives.
Yeah, exactly. Offensive coordinator, we got Eddie Brown. Locally y'all call him Rabbit. So he's going to be responsible for the offense and also the receiver. So, Eddie, he played arena for a long time and is a legend at arena ball. And, his son, Antonio Brown. So once our recruits or the receivers who play here hear that Eddie's our coach, that give him a little leeway. Okay, I want to see what he got. Maybe I can be the next Antonio Brown or something. So he's responsible for the offense. We got we got other coaches that's, locally, that know where these kids come from and all that stuff. So, but stick out to me the most is probably Eddie. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those coaches that, on the offensive side of the ball that can get the thing going.
And you mentioned that. This is such a unique place to be. Here you have St. Thomas University opening up for the first time in the next couple of days. We talked to Coach Bill Reichel. You have Kaiser right down the road. You have all these programs now, a lot of interest in South Florida. Ave Maria over near the Fort Myers area. And you have these schools. And now Florida Memorial will be starting over the next year. So now you have not just those schools outside the area, but you have a whole new group of schools that your players all have options to go to. Talk about that, because that's got to make your job a little bit easier, because if people are going to judge on how you get kids to the next level, well, you've got a few open doors not too far from you.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? When I heard those schools opening up and starting football programs, I got excited, because that's another avenue for our kids to go to a 4-year school. So I don't build relationships with those coaches from those different schools. We scrimmage St. Thomas in 2 weeks, so that'll be good. And there's also and they can be able to look at our kids and see our kids, evaluate our kids. Kaiser, we scrimmaged them last year, so I have a relationship with these guys, so it's good for the program. Yeah, our kids, they don't have to go nowhere to go to school. They can stay here right in the city, in the state, and go to some of those schools.
I like that idea. I mean, I really do. I mean, it's a tremendous idea, and I mean, back in the day, they used to have way back in the day, used to have colleges. They used to have junior varsity programs at the college level, and they would play schools around the state. I know Miami and Florida used to play a lot. But you talk about being a community or junior college program outside this area. I mean, it's stacked. I mean, you look up in New York, you look at Mississippi, Virginia, California, Texas. I mean, all these states. Why not Florida? Why not? Did you ever ask that reason why we don't have? Because we have now 22 or it'll be 23 college playing football universities next year, and we don't have a junior college program other than ASA that could feed them. And did you ever ask why? Because it seems like a logical question.
Yeah, I asked the AD probably about a month ago, like why is no junior colleges? Why are we the only junior college in the state of Florida? And I can't remember all what he said, but it was something to the fact that they passed a law.
Okay.
Probably like 10, 15 years ago, saying that we couldn't have no football, junior college football in the state of Florida. So it's just all about somebody going back to Tallahassee and fighting for it because, like I said, it will be a gold mine to have a junior college football conference down here in the state of Florida, man, because we have so many talented kids from South Florida to North Florida that we can build our own league down here, just like how Kansas do up in Kansas, Mississippi, California. So, yeah, somebody just need to go to Tallahassee. How about you, Larry? Go to Tallahassee.
Well, I may get there, but I will. But here's the thing, too, Coach, that I kind of have it all planned out where you could have 6 teams, and then what you do is you meet maybe in Orlando and you play all day, and each school plays a different, and at least you get that that experience in. You can invite college coaches that could watch. It's a great recruiting tool. The expense would be basically none because you'd probably try to just there'd be no overnight. You'd bus up in the morning, give yourself about a couple hours to relax and stuff, and then play. And I think that would be awesome, and that because I think it's the cost. I mean, they're talking about the extreme cost, but if you're on the road and you're all, you're playing, the whole thing to me is the way I looked at it, coaches. It's a developmental thing. I mean, if you could develop and expose these kids, so they can further their career and get that education, because, when I was in high school, admittedly, I wasn't all about education, but having been around
me either.
But having been around this for 49 years, my appreciation for teachers, and I always, whenever I see teachers, I always apologize for, not respecting what they did because I see what they do and I see how much these kids get out of it. And that's an important, facet from as far as I'm concerned. But I'll go to bat. I'll see what the latest is. I'll take it on. But before we let you go, just talk about your schedule. It's you had talked about some of the scrimmaging St. Thomas University. Talk about some of the teams that you're going to line up against this year.
Well, the teams that stick out to me, we play 2 top 10 teams, junior college wise. We play Lackawanna. Lackawanna is a junior college located right outside Philly. They went undefeated last year and won the bowl game. So that's a team that we play. We play on the second game of the season, so that game there really tells us where we stand at. We play Lackawanna. Also, we play Snow College. That's a college out of Utah. They so it's a pretty solid college. So we play them, a little bit in the middle of the season. So with that game, we play them home. So we went up there last year. That was pretty good last year. We went up there. And they kind of got us in the second half. But, we wait for them to come back down here, and we'll see where we at. Another team that sticks out to me is Georgia Military. We play them 2 times a year. So we play 6 junior college teams this year. I think that's the most we have played within a year. So we're going to see where we at. I'm excited about the guys that we have, offense, defense, and special teams. And, we're going to be ready.
Yeah,
And I always tell these guys, let's play fast, physical, and fearless. And if we do that, stay disciplined, we can stay in some ball games and win some ball games. So that's where we at right now.
Let the people know, because they want, everybody. I just got texted. Where do they play? Where do you guys play? What time are your games? How much does it cost? Give everybody an idea how they could come see ASA Miami play.
All our home games is in Mylanda. We at Ted Hendricks Stadium right in Hialeah. So we play all our home games at Mylander. So that's where all our home games are at. So if you guys want to come check us out, the schedule is posted online, at asasilverstorm.com. But I know all our home games. Some is going to be at 5 and some is going to be at 1. So, yeah, come check us out, man. I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm really excited about this year. I think this is the year that we're really going to turn the corner.
Good stuff. Coach Roosevelt Williams, head coach at ASA Miami. Thanks so much. Best of luck. And I know it's going to be exciting. I see a lot of the kids' names that you have on that roster, and I'm excited for you guys. And I wish everybody out there, because, if they lived in California, junior college football is, it's second nature to them. They should get out and watch. Right. This is good football. This is, kids are getting matured here. Kids that you've watched in high school are getting bigger and better and well coached. Coach, thanks so much, and we'll hook up with you soon.
All right, thanks for having me. Talk to you soon.
Good stuff.